City builders are an odd thing to anticipate, but with City Skylines, I found myself so anxious to try something that actually freaking worked. I unfortunately did not get to play Cities XXL, and based off some reviews, I dodged a bullet. However, I was still looking forward to Paradox Interactive's latest attempt to bring a fun and engaging builder to the market. First things first, as I already previously said, congrats to Paradox Interactive for bringing a game that actually works. During my playthrough, I experienced 0 bugs, 0 glitches, or 0 bogdowns. Furthermore, I didn't have to have constant online connection to simply enjoy my experience. I sat down and I played, and then played some more. One of the highest compliments you can give a city builder is whether or not it will consume your time, and in some cases, your soul. Cities, like Rome, are not built in a day and require tons of time, patience, and some understanding. It's with this idea that I found Skylines' greatest strength. Instead of throwing everything at me and saying build whatever you want, it let me take my time, carefully mapping out a region that I so justly named Gotham City, and built it from the ground up. As my city grew, prospered, and populated, as did my options for expansion, I felt rewarded when the newest accomplishment popped up, showing I had passed the population mark. It was granted new buildings. It was such a simple idea that I had liked. My work had been rewarded, as was my patience. This perhaps also leads to Skyline's greatest strength, its simplicity. I always loved previous SimCity iterations' ability to go so in detail with various things, but here the main thing is to grow, and grow some more. Little details are still important here, as you can view various charts and graphics to show how your city is doing. Government policies assigned by you can add to your city's happiness or reduce your energy, saving on your overall income. Whatever it may be, Skylines made sure it had purpose rather than simply throwing it at you. City Skylines was euphoric in the means of growing and watching your baby bloom before your eyes. I love just going down city blocks, examining the townspeople and the various architectures that present themselves. Skylines is definitely not the best looking city builder, and by a long shot the best looking video game. While buildings do look distinctively different and the various vendors are creative in their own ways, nothing exactly popped. My gameplay was smooth, running on ultra with a crisp 60 frames per second, more than enough for a city builder. So, with all that being said, City Skylines sounds pretty perfect, doesn't it? Unfortunately, no. While I applaud Paradox Interactive for creating a simple and intuitive city builder, it is far from innovative. I love the ability to buy different regions and expand on my cities. I also drool over the possibilities that Steam Workshop will present in the future. Everything works as it should, but at the end of the day, nothing feels new. I had never played Cities or its previous iterations before my playthrough, and yet without touching the tutorial, I had known every nuance in this game. No, this doesn't stop it from being fun. In a generation so highly populated with shooters, it's hard to crash on one particular game for not being so innovative. I can reward a game that's bad for at least taking risks, exploring opportunities that simply didn't work. City Skylines just feels remarkably safe. In conclusion, I thoroughly enjoyed my playthrough of City Skylines. Everything fit like a glove, from the familiar residential, commercial, industrial zones. My mouth watered at the different but familiar charts and graphs that show my citizens happy to be part of a growing city. I watched my large but familiar city grow before my very eyes, but I so redundantly concluded the familiarity borders every meaningful thing you do in the game. Still, I found myself drawn to its simplistic yet intuitive design and menu layout that allowed me to build a greedy, tax-heavy Gotham City. Despite my critiques, I recommend City Skylines, especially at a price of $29.99.